Hey guys, hope everyone's well. Obviously, it's been a while since I've done a live. The key message I just want to point out today is very quick, it's very clear, and it's very simple. It's just don't lose faith. Do not lose faith. If you're watching this, there's probably a reason. Because coincidences don't exist in this holographic matrix. That's one thing I can tell you. And the reason I say this is because over the last few weeks, for me it's been quite a whirlwind of ups and downs in my energetic frequency, ups and downs in my own reality. Because if you're watching this and you find my channel, you've probably figured out that this is all a game, quite literally. So what do I mean by that? I mean, our thoughts, our intentions, our energy all influence the world around us. It's really that simple. You probably already know this, but your thoughts, energy, and intention literally shift realities. You can shift to another parallel universe through doing this. And all a parallel universe is really is basically just your own inner frequency, which is shifted within you, because your inner determines the outer. So if you ever, anyway, as a side note, if you do ever want to shift realities, all you really need to do is change your inner lens and your whole universe changes. But that's besides the point. The point I want to make here is over the last few weeks, and I'm not the only one, there's been lots of people who have just been having some times to traverse which haven't been the easiest, which is completely okay. It's completely okay. And what I want this message to be is, in this matrix we can get lost in the smoke so easily. So in other words, what I'm trying to say, I'll give you an example of my own life. So I've been essentially very, very adeptly shifting realities, controlling and manifesting around me effortlessly to the point where, you know, it was just comical. And I still carry on to do this, but over the last few weeks I have felt there've been moments where the tide was turning. And I promise you, the thoughts which were going through my head were so intense that had I acted on my thoughts, it can really shift your reality. This is the point I'm making. When life's going good, we don't often give much regard to our thoughts, right? But then when life shifts and the pendulum shifts, there's this natural ingrained inclination within us to give those thoughts more regard for some reason. What I'm saying is, do not give any thoughts regard which do not serve you, no matter what emotion it creates within you. Just remember, every single thought comes from an emotion. The minute you release an emotion, the thought has no power. And the thought has no power to begin with, the emotion has no power to begin with, because you are the observer. You control this game. Don't forget that. And if you get lost in the smoke, that's completely okay. That is completely okay. If there are some days where you're completely lost in your thought, you're completely lost in your emotions, to the point where you can't even navigate and see and feel your true self, that is completely okay. That's completely okay, because that's part of the game. The pendulum swings both ways. If the pendulum stays on the way you don't want it for a while, that's okay. If the pendulum swings on the side you want it, just be present and enjoy it. Because this is all just an experience, it's all just a game. So don't get caught up in the seriousness of this. Don't get caught up in it. And one thing I want to tell you is, if you are on the side of the pendulum, which you don't really want to be on, there's always hope. I have been in places where I didn't think existed. That's how low they were. And I promise you, just through a power of intention, just through the power of acting better and greater than I felt, I made it out. And everyone will make it out. This is just a key message. If you're lost in the smoke, you can't see any hope, you can't see anything, I promise you, with 100% conviction, your situation will get better. All you need to do is act greater than you feel. It can be as simple as just going for a jog when you don't feel like going for a jog. It can be as simple as doing meditation when you don't feel like doing it. It can be as simple as doing grounding when you don't feel like doing it. It can be as simple as doing breath work when you don't feel like doing it. And who knows, maybe even when you're doing these activities, you may not feel like it's working, but I promise you it is. I promise you. So do not let your mind win, because this whole matrix works off the mind. And it's actually quite hard to know which thoughts are our own and which aren't. But that's a whole nother topic altogether. But the key thing I want to highlight here is never lose faith. Stay centered at your heart. Keep doing your situational best every single day. And I promise you, the pendulum will swing in your direction. And you will shift or, manifest the reality you want. And don't even get too caught up in the whole manifestation thing. Quite frankly, this is what I've realized. It's so easy to get caught up in, I want to manifest, I want to create my reality. At the end of the day, just remain present in the now. Because through you doing that, number one, your manifestation is going to be a lot more powerful. And number two, you detach and you're more whole and in touch with your inner essence, which is all that counts at the end of the day. Keeping aligned to your inner essence on this plane is your compass. Never forget that. And if you can't feel it right now because you're lost in the smoke or the fog, it's okay. That fog will dissipate and you will feel better, and there is hope. Just remember in my concluding remarks here, you cannot beat someone who does not give up. And I know that there's so much hope for you. There's so much joy for you in the future. And I wish you all the best. And I know things are great because I just said they are, and our words have that much power. So have an always good night. Donate to Fred Hollows, and see you guys soon.